Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be discussing the 2018 film Avengers Infinity War. And I'm going to review the whole cast because it's going to take too long. But it's pretty much the same cast as the other two previous Avenger movies I've already reviewed. So Chris Hemsworth as Thor, you have Warren Downey Jr. as Iron Man, you had Chris Evans as Captain America, you had Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, you even had Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. He has a prominent part in this film, and of course, you had Don Cheadle playing War Machine, Iron Man's colleagues. Of course, this movie is based on Theros, who is the evil villain. It's kind of like the Marvel Comics version of Darkseid, the DC Comics villain in Superman comics. Theros is the guy who was the puppet master pretty much throughout the whole Avengers movie series, and he's going around trying to get these things called the Infinity Stones, which is what Thor, which is part of the Thor storyline in the Thor movies. And these Infinity Stones, each one has its different power. And if you combine all, I think about 6 different stones, you combine all 6 of them, you can control everything, and you can't be destroyed because you run everything. So this character Theros was trying to get all these stones, and he had about half of them, and he's destroying some, killing off some of the Avengers, like Black Panther. I should mention Black Panther's in this movie. Spider-Man is in this movie. Thank God not the Andrew Garfield, but the and unfortunately it's not the Tobey Maguire version, unfortunately, because they haven't played him since 2007. Which is unfortunate. When they have Tobey Maguire playing Spider-Man instead of some teenager now. But regardless, this movie is not too bad. I think this is definitely one of the better ones of the whole Avengers movie series, because he was the one who helped attack New York in the first Avengers movie. So again, he's trying to get what he wants, and we're doing that by knocking off the Avengers. And I'm not going to say how the movie ends. Well, major spoiler. Most of the Avengers dies at the end of this movie and gets wiped out from existence, because what Theros has a habit of doing is taking over a planet and killing off at least half of the population. So he's killed millions, if not trillions, of people across the universe, and now he wants to do it to Earth. And by the end of this movie, even though they tried to, and also they had the Guardians of the Galaxy in this movie as well. I should mention that. I don't want to forget that. They have helping Thor out to get one of the other stones. And so you had Bruce Banner having trouble changing into the Hulk. For some reason, the Hulk does not want to come out. So you have that problem. So you do have some problems with some of the Avengers in this film. Plus, you also had Iron Man teaming up with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange to get one of the other stones, which Doctor Strange gives to Theros. And you also have the last stone with a character named Vision, who was established in the previous film. I should have mentioned in my review for the Age of Ultron review. He was introduced in that film, and he gets destroyed by Theros, and Theros takes the last stone. And now, by the end of the movie, he has all the stones, and now he's wiping everyone off. And eventually, like Nick Fury gets dissolved into space, so does Spider-Man, so does Doctor Strange, so does well, not even the Hulk. The Hulk doesn't get destroyed in this one, in the end of this one, but some of the other villains do, and not villains, Avengers do, and so does the planet. I mean, everybody's being at least half the population of the planet Earth is being wiped out. which can't be too bad of a thing because the planet's too crowded as it is. But regardless, that's what's happened in the end of this movie, and it's really weird, and it does leave you in a cliffhanger with Nick Fury, who was played with Sam Jackson. He realizes being dissolved, says, "Oh crap," and that's how the movie ends, with him saying, "Oh crap." And the next movie was the Avengers End Game, which is of course one of the biggest money-making movies of all time. The End Game, because that at least it's a direct sequel. I have not seen End Game yet, but that movie's supposed to be like it's like a 3-hour movie, Endgame. And I can't believe that actually was a superhero movie that's actually 3 hours. And I thought that the longest superhero movie was The Dark Knight Rises, which is 2 hours and 45 minutes in real time, in actual time. This movie tops that. So like, wow, I can't believe somebody broke that record as the longest running in terms of running time, longer than The Dark Knight Rises. And it's Avengers End Game. And it will pick up that story from this. At least it's a direct sequel. Because even though the Avengers movies, they do reference the other films, what happens in the other Avengers movies, or even other movies in the Marvel movie universe. But this is the first time they're going to have a direct cliffhanger, and it's going to lead into the next movie. And if and when the movie ever comes on, I know it's probably out on DVD already, but if and when it ever comes out on the movies, and probably look forward to seeing it and to see how it ends. But for Avengers Infinity War, I thought it was not that bad of a movie. I thought it was interesting. I thought, even though they overdid it with the action, but I thought this movie, even though it had a running length for 2.5 hours, I thought it was way too long. And I thought this movie was way too long. I could imagine how I feel if I ever see Avengers Endgame, how long that sucker is going to be running, because it feels it's like way too long, folks, way too long. And it's like I said, at least this movie focuses on the plot and what the Avengers have to do. So at least it makes sense, all the action that takes place in this movie, because it does take long places in between the action sequences, and it's not hit you over the head for like 2 hours and 15 minutes of action, and then you had 10 minutes of plot, or even 5 minutes of plot. This has longer times to explain what the Infinity Stones, what Thanos is, why he's doing what he's doing, and at least it has some explanation what's going on in the movie that doesn't take 5 seconds to explain. And that was my complaint of the other Avengers movies and the other movies that's in the current Marvel universe, that it doesn't explain the plots very well in these movies. But at least in Avengers Infinity War, at least it explains the plot and what's going on. So I like this movie a little bit better than the other Avengers movies, because it explains what's going on. Which is why I like movies that explains what's going on and tells you what the plot of the various movie is, and doesn't leave you hanging. Like, I felt that way for the other Avengers movies, but not this one. Which I was surprised of. So that's my review of the movie Avengers Infinity War. Please click on the video, please rate it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and on my YouTube channel at rowdyc.com, so WDY, and that's c.com. That's the homepage of another reviewer, Christine Moore, and please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.